Hello! Everyone's pictures has changed location. Excellent.
Well, hey.
That doesn't normally
What
happen.
did you do?
Nothing.
What did you do?
Actually nothing. It just changed location. But yeah.
I didn't do anything. No.
Honestly, this has never happened before.
This has never happened before, no.
It must be a speedrun marathon.
I will fix them as we start. So, for some reason, everyone's in different places. No reason.
Who am I? Who am I right now?
You are currently Blowback.
Awesome.
No, everyone's in a different location. Like, everyone.
Yeah,
Like,
I know. This is cool.
Like, anyway. Welcome, everyone, to Roll for It, the fun tabletop show where we play some Shadowrun along with some YouTubers, and hopefully no one ends up dead. Shadowrun being a world where magic and fantasy coexist in the future in 2078, and nothing ever goes drastically wrong. So, just getting straight into the action today, lovely runners managed to try and track down a dwarf who had some cyberware that the Russian mafia kind of wanted back after he left them. And they asked around at a pizza place where he normally frequents. Just missed a biker just leaving the scene with a pizza for him. They then went to a Yakuza-owned laundry, not realizing that it was a Yakuza-owned laundry. In turn, one by one, walked in and asked if they knew this person. And then, unfortunately, Caber decided to walk in and got himself knocked in the head and managed to just about talk himself out
Well,
of it.
he didn't so much walk in. He walked up to some guys, then other guys appeared out of nowhere and were like, yeah, you're coming with us.
Yeah,
And there wasn't much Caber could say against that. Let's be honest with ourselves.
No, I don't think he really had a choice. So, and then you managed to get out and you bought the location of, apparently the location of this dwarf named Zachary Peterson off of one of your fixers. And he's located him at an apartment block, which you now have a map of. So, that's where we begin. I will, however, need to say I've double-checked the rules on fatigue. Suda, because you were awake the entire night, you'll need to resist 1 stun damage, and then you'll need to resist 2 stun damage.
Okay. Is this fading?
No, it's just stun damage, fatigue.
Okay, so my resistance is... Resisting just regular stun damage, will, and...
I think it's actually... Oh, for this, because it's fatigue, fatigue is body plus will.
Body plus will.
So yeah, you're probably going to be fine, I imagine, because you've got a high willpower, but it's worth checking.
Yep. Let me just bring up my body.
What are you doing to your body?
That was a loaded question. I am resisting stun damage.
Trying to resist stun damage.
Yes, trying to resist stun damage.
He sees the glass half full. He's resisting.
Yeah, I am. 5d6 and greater than 5. That was 2. It was meant to be more than that, but we'll go with 2.
Yeah,
for the first
fine.
roll.
You managed to resist the 1 stun.
Okay, now we'll actually roll the proper amount, which is 7. And watch me fail.
I can't get 2 successes on like
1 success.
30 dice.
So
Okay,
I
you take
have
1 stun damage then.
Stun damage, that's fine.
That's not really the big issue.
No, that's fine.
Okay. Oh my god. Right. So, what are you going to do?
I don't even know where we are right now.
Oh,
At this
currently,
point, I think we're still...
effectively, you were sat outside a laundry. I assume you moved on pretty quick as soon as Cable got out there.
Yeah, we started driving away, and
Yeah.
we phoned up Jake, and got his info off him.
Yeah. Okay, so effectively you're somewhere in East London right now, driving around.
I'm going to throw the van on the grid guide, and I'm going to bust out the medical kit because I think that Caber's got himself some injuries, and we need to see to those. I think they're going to become a liability. I mean, we don't have a time limit on this thing for the Vori. Like, we know where the guy's at. We should take our time and make sure everybody's cleaned up before we go. And you got like the dent of like a door jam in your forehead or something. I don't know.
He
You
looks
might
better
need some
that way.
reconstructive work done.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Okay. So all we've got is this map of this facility, and we're basically outside. Is that right?
Well, you can
we're
go
on
to it
our
if you
way
want.
there.
Currently, you're not actually near it. You're probably about maybe 800 meters to a kilometer from it, because it's still very, like, in the location you are, roughly, but...
Did we have any information on what exactly this building was?
It's an apartment block.
It's just an apartment block.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
and your contact said that he'd get back to you with a little bit more information in a little bit.
Yeah, so let's just wait on the call, and I'll patch up Caber for a little bit. I'll make the first aid roll or whatever it is to try and negate some of that stun damage.
Sure.
Okay, so I've got the ranking 6 med kit in the back, or do we want to assume that I just have enough time to patch him up? I guess I'll GM call it.
I mean, you can do a proper, like, patch up with medkit if you want in the back. I mean, that'll restore some health. You can restore up to the amount that he took from whacking his head. Before that is stuff that you had from the other day because you were insomnia, I'm afraid, Caber.
Okay. I got 14 dice with everything calculated, 4 logic, 4 medical, and a 6 med kit. So we'll see how much we can put back on your little tracker. There's 5, so...
Yay. So that means I'm still left with the 2 that I had before I went to sleep.
Yeah.
Before I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll be
Sadly, you're
fine.
insomnia.
Can I try to do a basic matrix search just on some information on the address that we've got for this building?
Sure. You're gonna crack out a data sprite, or you're gonna do it yourself?
No, I'll do it myself. It's
Okay,
just
so it'll be an
one.
extended test with an interval of an hour, so every hour you can roll, and then you'll get the results of every hour, and you can keep rolling until you feel happy, or until you run out of dice, because every time you roll, you lose a dice.
Sure. So a matrix search is my computers plus my intuition. Any extenuating things on this?
No, I mean, you're just accessing effectively hosts and so on, so your distance doesn't get us anywhere, so you're just fine to roll this.
Okay. And the limit, let me quickly check that. That is a data processing, which for me is 5. Not 15. As much as I wish my limit was 15, it is not.
If it was 15, that would be pretty bad. Badass, sorry. Yeah, so for
I was going to say.
No, badass. Kind of different. Yeah, okay, so in about an hour, I'll tell you what the results are, and you can roll again if you want. So, as you're debating this in the car, you get another phone call from your lovely neighborhood fixer, Caber. It was... which one was your fixer? Sorry, it was Jake. Jake, yeah. So Jake calls you up again.
You don't even know who you are?
Well, I've got a list, and I was like, there's 2 people with J. Oh, no. It's Jake. So Jake calls you up again. All right, Caber, you got the address?
Yes, got it, mate, thanks.
All right, I did a quick drive past, or like got one of my boys to do a drive past. Looks like there are a couple of guys out in suits watching the premises. I'm not sure if that's applicable to you.
Yeah, we spotted them. We've already cased out the outside of the place anyway.
All right, fair enough. Well, I'll leave you to it. I mean, from what I can gather, they're probably Yakuza, knowing the location, but...
Yeah, it seems that way.
Yeah, tread lightly, mate.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Okay, he hangs up.
Would it be possible to do a London knowledge check of the area as well, or would that just be supplementary to what Pseudo's already doing? Would that be unnecessary?
No, it might come with different information, so yeah, you can roll that.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and roll for London knowledge of the area around the apartment block.
Okay, 3 successes. So 3 successes, you know that sort of area is a little bit controlled by the Yakuza. Also, to an extent, the Irish mob have ties over there. The Yakuza don't tend to have as many operations. I mean, mostly they use London for money laundering. So they have a lot more like legit businesses in London than most of the other sort of crime syndicates here. They're also very powerful, but they tend to keep low profile because, again, they're not here for crime so much as they're here mostly for processing their money from abroad. But on occasion, they still need to have heavy hitters to at least protect their goods. So they do have a presence here, but it tends to be a little bit more reserved. So them having people in the open maybe to you would indicate that there is something a bit going on here, or this is more than just their standard bread and butter.
Okay. I'm going to relay to the group. So, guys, based on my knowledge of the area, I think we got the Irish mob in this area as well. I don't know if we wanted to ponder over contacting them and seeing if they have anything in the area that they want taken care of, or if they want, if they even want us in their territory. If we're going in there to find this guy, there's always the possibility it might turn into some kind of hot and heavy shootout. And it sounds like this is taking place kind of in two people's territory, and so we don't want to shit in anybody's backyard. Just something to think about before we head over there.
While I'm in the back of the van, just sort of going over my gear, just working on my pistol, checking my ammo, that sort of thing. Listening to Blowback say this, without really stopping what I'm doing, I start pushing messages to the comlinks saying that this has already become an issue. We basically turned up into the Yakuza's backyard, and they weren't too happy with the invasion of privacy. We should probably get in touch with them, at least introduce ourselves. I don't know much about the Irish mob, but it might be seen as a mark of respect to at least say that we're going to be here. If nothing else, it certainly couldn't hurt.
Yeah, knock on the front door and let them know we're going to be working on the air conditioner or something. You know,
Sure.
let them know we're going to be in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Just as a... I mean, who knows? We might even come across another money-making opportunity. So...
I push some more messages just out to everyone, just asking, does anyone actually have any contacts with the Irish mob? Or
It's one and the same thing. I don't think so.
Not at all.
No.
But the only thing that I've got against that is if we say to the Irish mob that we're going to be in the territory, then they might have some sort of agreement and end up tipping them off.
Yep. You need to be careful about this. I didn't realize we were dealing with two groups of, like, two factions. This could go
Well,
from bad to worse.
one of you could quickly use your comlink, do a matrix search, see if you can find any information on issues between the Irish and the Yakuza in this area. It should be fairly easy to find out if they've been hostilities recently.
How
News feeds.
how hard would it be to appear like we were Irish mob to throw the Yakuza off of who we actually are when we show up there?
I am going to have to stay out of it if we're going to try any sort of subterfuge, because they know who I am.
By the way, a couple of people in chat are mentioning the microphones are a little bit loud in places or whatever. Yeah, I'm looking at your feedback, and don't worry, I'm adjusting them as I hear people say that someone's a little bit too loud. So don't worry about that. Anyway, yeah, you were saying?
I was finished saying.
He says they know him already.
Yeah, they know me, definitely.
We can always put a paper bag over your head.
It's a burlap sack with
I
a rope
push
around the
another
neck.
message out just saying that they know that you are poking around in their territory. They don't know who you are. They don't know who you're affiliated to. They just know your face. They don't know anything about that face.
Yeah, I suppose.
So what would it take to put out feelers on where the Irish mob operates out of? I guess that's a question for EE.
Okay, you could make a London knowledge check if you really wanted, although since this is very specifically gangs, you won't get as much hits as if you had a more specific skill. The threshold, in effect, will be at least one step higher, but you can make an attempt.
I have a Go Gang skill. Are the Irish affiliated with any Go Gangs that I would know of?
Not particularly that you know off the top of your head, even with your, general knowledge. You could try, but not off the top of your head.
So then what it sounds like, guys, is we need somebody to make the introduction, since none of us have contact, and we don't really have a whole lot of leads right here. Like, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to roll for the London knowledge one more time, just in case. Like, who knows, maybe I blow up and get like 6 successes, but...
5 successes. Okay, so you know roughly the location of the territory. In fact, I might be able to bring up the territory for you. No, I don't have a territory map for gangs in Roll20 at the moment. But basically, if you look at the map for London, I can probably bring you all across. You're looking at somewhere about the East End, so probably like west to north, West Ham. Let me just change it so that everyone in chat can also see the map.
I think we need to buy a new map. This one's getting a bit tatty.
Yeah, our map's soft. It needs a nice clear out.
I know.
Shouldn't have put ketchup and mustard all over it, man.
Yeah, drawing with those crayons from Denny's, just getting it all messy.
That's what happens when Pug doesn't put his goggles on and he tries to mess with the map.
Yeah, all serious plans are done in crayon.
A true story. But yeah, you would know vaguely the location of the Irish mob's territory. You'd also maybe know of a couple of pubs which the Irish mob operate out of. So you'd probably have two you're pretty solid they operate out of, and one that you maybe heard rumors that they operate out of, but you're not sure about. The couple that you're particularly strong about would be O'Malley's and the Old Isle.
Okay. So, gents, I'm aware that the Irish mob operates out of O'Malley's, and they also... What was the other one called? I'm sorry, I got a bad brain.
The Old Isle.
The Old Isle. All right. So the Irish mob operates out of those two places, as far as I know. I'm spitballing here, but I'm pretty sure they do. We could show up at one of the places, shake some hands, and hopefully end up in the right seats. But seeing as the Yakuza already knows that we're coming, I think we should definitely make some friends in the area, too. Or at least just make our presence known.
You're
push a
not
message
worried that
saying
Mr.
that-
Facey McFace-a-lot would ruin relationships with another new face.
I think we'll be all right, because the Yakuza started out hostile. From the moment we got there, they made it pretty clear they didn't want us in the neighborhood.
True.
The Irish, we may have to give a cash gift or something like that. I know with the mob guys, that tends to be like how you make first introductions. You never come in empty-handed. You pay them for their time and stuff like that. But either way, I think they'll be receptive, especially since we appear to have hostilities with somebody that's probably encroaching on their territory at the bare minimum, operating on
push
their
a
borders.
message saying that if we go that route, whilst we might build bridges and may open up avenues and contacts with a different faction, we are pretty much accepting that we're not making any money off this run.
That's true. Because the original pay was very low, too.
Yeah.
I think it's worth it. The more hands we shake, the more jobs we get. I mean, we're making our work more consistent when we're making friends. Assuming that our dear friend Caber can sweet talk him a little bit. So did we want to head to the Old Isle?
I still don't know, man. I'm still
I'm down with giving it a shot.
I'm still a bit dodgy on them tipping them off that we're trying to do stuff.
I say aloud, if the face isn't feeling this, then I don't think we should go ahead with it. He's the one upon which success rests.
Yep.
So if Caber isn't down with this plan, I'd rather not send him in there.
Very true. He is the gatekeeper.
Yeah, you've got
Not
you've
much
got
of a
to remember,
talker, so-
like, when you've got gangs like this that are over the top of one another, they tend to have little agreements with each other so to kind of keep the peace, but they're not constantly at war. So,
That was
kinda
kind of
need to keep
my-
that.
That was sort of my rationale, though, in at least contacting them, is just to make sure that we're not breaking any of those agreements, because that's going to put us on the firing line of both ends. That was actually my main concern, is I just didn't want to step on more toes than we had to. Just kind of make it clear to an authority figure in the area that we're after this guy with this arm. If you've got any other agreements, we'll adhere to those and try not to screw him up and make this worse than it needs to be. But as Pseudo said, I agree. I mean, you're the guy
I'm
that's
gonna
gotta
go
do the
with it.
talking, so...
I'm gonna go with it. Let's go talk to the Irish.
Okay.
For what it's worth, I think this is the right idea. It could backfire, but then any plan could.
Yeah,
I
they
think
could
this
all
is
go
our
wrong.
best option.
Okay. So I set the grid guide, and we start to head over to the Old Isle.
Okay.
I assume we're going pretty low key.
Yeah, I'm not going to go in strapped or anything like that. I'll probably bring just like a holdout or something, but that's it.
Sure. Okay, so you drive a little bit on, and it doesn't take you more than 15 minutes to get there. And you manage to park up just a little way down the road from very traditional looking pub. I mean, we're talking, pub from this era, effectively. It doesn't really have any AR flashiness to it. There's a slight, AR flash to the menu that comes out of the window. But other than that, there is actually just very little about this place that says that this place is actually modern in any regard. There's a bit of chipped green paintwork, and it says in sort of this silver and gold writing, the Old Isle, which is, again, a little bit chipped. And it has a picture of traditional fully united Ireland, which is before it became Tirnanog, which would be the modern equivalent.
Okay. So I'm just going to get out. I've got just so I've claimed what I've got with me before we go out, so that there's no confusion if anything goes wrong. I'm bringing the Colt L36 in a hidden holster inside of my line jacket. That's all that I'm bringing, though.
Okay, Colt L36 is a light pistol, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah, I've got my holder in my jacket, as always.
Okay.
I push a message to the group. Do we need anyone staying with the van? Or are we good leaving this here?
He wants to take a nap.
Is that really the reason you wanna take a little nap, Pseudo? Or are you going in with
The
us?
response comes through saying, if that's what I wanted, I'd say I was taking a nap and I'd lie down. I'm asking if we want anyone here. And I'm looking at the giant troll at the moment. Because I'm not going to deter anyone from nicking everything in the van.
That's up to you guys. These mob-controlled neighborhoods tend to be pretty safe, though.
Well,
Yeah,
Most crime has
if
to
you
be
think that's a
endorsed.
good idea, then that's fine. I was just wondering if we wanted to
Okay.
be concerned about the security, considering
I kind of want the troll to come in with us.
we've got an assault cannon in the back of the van.
How about I stay by the door, by the front door of the bar.
Sure.
Keep an eye on the
That's a
keep an eye on the
compromise.
van.
I'm coming along. I've got my my Ares in its hidden arm slide under my line jacket.
Okay.
I'm sticking with the light fire 70.
Pseudo, can you check to see if there's any CCTV cameras around here?
Sure. Do I see any icons?
You very conspicuously do not see any icons of any CCTV cameras nearby you.
Okay. Can I do a matrix perception test and see if I can spot any hidden icons?
Sure.
Let's see.
I assume you will keep doing this for the duration of a minute until...
Pretty much, yeah. I was just gonna say if I could buy the hits, honestly, because
I'll make you roll for the first time just in case you like glitch, a critical glitch, and then after that I'll say effectively you buy hits for the next like however long you need.
Okay, so that's computer plus intuition, and I've got specialization on my computers of matrix perception. So three successes.
3 successes. Okay. So over the course of the next, minute, you basically scope out the area and you find that there is a host in the pub which does have a running silent CCTV camera attached. Actually, 2. You can tell that they are vaguely in the main area of the pub. Other than that, you can't really check without actually diving into the cameras themselves. You can also tell that there is a couple of guns inside the pub that are running silent. There are a number of other guns as well that aren't running silent. There's probably about 12 different weapons that you can see just readily available that are switched on in there. The 2 that are running silent have smart links attached.
Okay. On that note, I advise everyone of the fact that there are 2 CCTV cameras in there. I give them, I appraise them of the situation with regards to the weapons, and I do advise that anything they don't want literally broadcasting its presence, they should set to run silent or turn off the wireless.
Okay.
Okay.
All right then.
So who's
You
going
good to
in?
go in?
I'm gonna stay out front, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna stay out front with Pug. There's no need for me to be inside anyways, and being inside, there's a greater chance somebody will address me, and then I'll have to use my terrible charisma skills to get by, and I just don't want to risk it.
Good point. So Pseudo and Caper.
Okay, I'll go with Caber.
Okay.
Okay.
So you walk in, and immediately you get in. Unfortunately, I didn't plan for this opportunity, so I don't actually have any traditional Irish music. But some sort of jaunty, traditional sort of Celtic music, yeah, hits you. Pretty much. Being
People are
played
dancing on
quite
tables.
loudly. And there's a lot of people who, to go with the jolly music, are kind of the opposite, sort of very much dour, drinking quite quietly to themselves. A variety of different meta types in here. Mostly humans, but with a smattering of a few dwarves and a few elves at the back. Make a perception check. And as you walk in, they all go silent and look at you.
Hello.
Who's making the perception check?
Both you and Kayla, since you're inside.
Hello.
Hello, please don't hurt me.
My name is Jeff.
My name's Jeff. That's a critical glitch on the disguise, mate. Right there.
Wow. Okay, my perception is coming up now. You've got the 1812 overture. That's not Irish in any way, shape, or form.
It was just the closest I had.
The 1812 overture. If there are no explosions going on in this pub in like 5 minutes, I'm going to be deeply, deeply ashamed of you.
That's a quiet night in an Irish pub.
It's a good point.
Yeah, okay. Fair point, yeah.
Right, so Kaba got 3 hits, and Pseudo glitched and got 1 hit. Right, so Kaba, you see towards the back, everyone looks in your direction, and a number of them glance at a booth towards the back that is very visible from the door. In fact, it is effectively on the opposite wall. In this booth, there is 3 elves and a human. And everyone looks at you and then kind of looks to them with a sort of, what should we do about this? What do you? How are they going to react? And you kind of get that feeling that they're probably the guys in charge in here. Notably that the bartender as well does look at you and then look at those guys. Pseudo. Everyone stops and looks at you. You get the feeling that a number of them are probably strapped. And you're definitely kind of not really wanted here. But shrug, whatever.
Okay.
But as you do that, you turn around and you accidentally back into a dwarf who you didn't see, who was just getting his drink from the bar, and he spills a little bit on the floor. Hey, what do you think you're doing that for, laddie? You want to get me another fucking drink?
My fault, pal. I'll get you a drink. And
Hey, damn right you will. Did you get him a drink?
Yeah. How much?
The barman looks at you and goes, with 2-9.
Fair enough.
Make a charisma roll at +2. That'll be
Quickly
charisma
say something
persuasion.
flattering.
While I'm doing that, can I also order myself a pint of Guinness?
You may indeed.
So charisma
Say
roll.
something nice about the IRA. It's the only way we're gonna survive. Quickly,
Whoa.
bullshit like the wind.
So charisma +2. Is it just flat charisma that I do for this?
Charisma plus persuasion if you have it. If you don't, I'll let you roll without the -1.
Okay. So in this case, it would be. Let me just double check. Persuasion. Is it persuasion? I don't see a persuasion skill.
Kaba, you have it. Is it persuasion? Or is it
It's negotiation.
negotiation? Okay, there you go, negotiation.
Right. Yeah, I don't have that, so.
No, you
so
can roll it
just
without the -1,
4
that's
+2.
fine. You offered him a drink.
Okay. So 66 then.
Yeah.
Or over 5.
He accepts the drink gratefully and goes, "Hi. Thank you." Just gets back to his drinking.
Fair enough. Crisis averted.
Yeah, exactly.
I am so far better than our face at avoiding crises. I just want to point that out.
100%
So
better.
far this mission, I have a 100% crises aversion success rate.
That's only
And,
because you haven't put little icons on everyone's heads yet.
It's coming.
Yeah, it's normally
It's
you
okay.
causing
Yeah.
the crises.
Oh,
I'm gonna
drink
pat Pseudo on the
yourself,
back.
Costing 2-9.
Okay.
I'm gonna pat Pseudo on the back and just say, "Well done, mate." I'm going to. I'm gonna also order myself a drink.
Right, that'll be 2-9.
Alright.
Yeah, get yourself a drink. What'd you order?
It's a pint of harp, as opposed to it's a lager, as opposed to Guinness, which is minging.
Which is like liquid bread.
Okay, they
All
offer
you
you
need.
the 70th decade equivalent of harp.
Nice, thanks.
EE, can you quickly check OBS? See if you're dropping frames?
I'm dropping 0 frames.
Okay. Something on Twitch then.
Yeah. It's either Twitch or people at home, I guess. No, a lot of people saying that. Okay, so Twitch is twitching.
Yeah, Twitch has been having issues. for
Twitch has been
about a
having
week now.
issues for the last week and a bit.
Yeah.
don't
Incidentally,
care.
by the
I've
way,
got my
since we are
Guinness.
speaking about Twitch, we're still waiting to hear back about being subbed, so a great, strong support, number of viewers be appreciated. You know, get your dog watching. Just saying. But yeah, so yeah, you managed to get your pints. People are a little bit more accepting now of you because you've ordered drinks, but they're still giving you some looks, and they're maybe not as quiet and staring your way.
Okay.
Pug, I really feel like this is going to end in shooting.
Well, it's a good thing we have your van then.
Our adventures always end in shooting, and us
I've
standing
pushed-
outside while other people get shot.
I've pushed a message to both Pug and Blowback, telling them to. Can I give them access to my Comlink's camera feed?
Sure, effectively you can push the link to the camera feed to them.
Yes.
I did say that effectively I gave you a rating 0 tac soft, which will allow you to quite easily share all your points of view should you pull them up.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So,
Do you have contact lenses as well? Pseudo.
me, I do, yeah.
In which case you can push your contact lens feed as well.
You're literally seeing what I'm seeing right now.
Can you at least turn it off in the pisser?
Yeah. And stop looking over the dividers at the urinals, man. We don't need to see that.
No, yeah, you do. You absolutely do. I need to make you feel even more inadequate about your size.
Wow. Fucking wow.
Yep. It's vicious in here. It's heated. Whew.
Okay, so what's the face doing?
All right. I'm going to head over to the semi-important people,
Okay.
or the super important people, the elves, my kind.
You head over to the back to the 3 elves and the human who are sitting in a booth. And people near you who've noticed this start to go quiet again and start to watch with kind of bated breath. You see that they're anticipating some fun going down.
I'm just sat at the bar drinking my Guinness. Can I assume there's a huge bar mirror behind the bar? Sort of thing?
There's a huge bar
And
mirror.
I'm
It's got
watching
scrawled
him
on it,
through the mirror.
Specials. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not turned around. I'm not making it, or trying not to make it obvious, but I'm just watching him through the reflection as I drink.
Sure. Okay. So, Kaber, you go down there, and one of the elves and the human both turn towards the edge as they see you. Put one foot sort of over the edge of the seat so that they could quite easily get out if they want, and reach down to their sides, just inside their jackets that they're wearing.
I'm going to keep my hands shown
Okay.
right now, and just say to them, "You guys look like the people that I'm looking for."
One of the elves at the back speaks up and goes, "And who do you think you're looking for, laddie?"
Just out of curiosity, are they speaking? I'm terribly sorry. I can't remember the Shadowrun name for the Elven language. Or are they speaking?
It's Spitherial, and no, that's
Spitherial,
because Kaber spoke to them in, unless you said otherwise, English. They're speaking English.
Okay.
Yes. What did they say to me? Sorry.
And who do you think you're looking for, laddie?
Well, I'm looking for someone who is affiliated.
Affiliated with what?
With a group of people that can get stuff done around here.
Blowback and Pug get a message pushed to them from me saying, "Our face is about as subtle as a supernova."
I message back, there's going to be shooting, with a little shaky head emoji.
It's always shit.
I immediately message back. The moment the shooting starts, Pug, lay down some covering fire because I need to get out. I am incredibly squishy.
Kaber, make an etiquette roll at -2 for subtlety.
Nice.
+2, first time met them.
That's true.
Yeah, okay, it's just an etiquette roll then with that balancing out.
That has gotten you out of trouble so many times. Like, wow.
They look at you.
It was a good choice.
He sort of narrows his eyes. He says, "Hey, that may be the case. Who's asking?"
My name is James, and I can do no wrong. My name is James, and I've got a couple of questions that I need answering.
Okay. Is your
Old man.
actual real name James?
The fuck?
Make a deception roll.
I'm gonna need to give you my real name. Jeez.
Yeah.
Got you on file, man.
Hashtag blame Caber.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's showing up everywhere right now.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, he's like the catalyst for all the storylines, so it's always going to be his fault because none of the rest of us can talk. We all just drool on
7
ourselves and look
successes.
stupid.
Hey, I spilled a dwarves brew, an Irish dwarves brew, and I didn't get immediately
Walking into the
eviscerated.
building.
I know, I didn't immediately get cut from my groin to my neck. I consider that a huge success.
You also haven't killed any old people with stun bullets to the skull.
Yeah,
My point is that we failed at walking into the building, though.
Die! I didn't fail at talking, though. I failed at looking. Different parts of the face.
All right,
Okay.
James. I mean, you're looking to get stuff done, but why are you talking to us?
Well, is there anywhere that we can go that's a lot more private to talk?
At that, I kind of sputter as I'm taking a drink, but recover and just look at the barman and say, "It's good." And you're looking down at my beer, and both Pug and Blowback get an immediate, kind of quite urgent message, like he's going into another back room. I'm just gonna walk out. I'm gonna leave. If he doesn't come back, we just get a new face.
I think this plan is perfectly fine. Come on out.
Okay, James, but this is perfectly fine here. Say what you want to say.
Even they're trying to keep me alive. So I've been searching for a very specific person, and it turns out that he's currently holed up somewhere that's on both your territory and someone else's territory.
Okay, so he looks to like the elf next to him. Now you've sort of got his attention, and he nods to the two guys at the edge of the stall who get up, and they go sit at nearby tables, and he motions you to sit down.
I'm gonna
Blowback
sit
gets a
down.
message. Oh, thank God. Thank all of gods.
So you sit down.
Yep.
Okay. At which point you feel a cold piece of metal being pressed into your abdomen under the table. Now, lad. Now that we're together, we can actually have a proper heart-to-heart. Pseudo, I need you to make a perception roll at a -3.
That is rough. Okay. -3. Oh my lord.
You don't have a great angle to see this, and also it's under the table, so...
No, that's fine. I glitched.
Critical
I saw
fail.
nothing.
That's a critical fail.
Yep. That's what happens when I've only got 2 dice and I have a propensity for rolling at least 1 every time I roll anything.
He tried to look for a gun and slammed his face on the bar.
Okay, so you think
Stun
you're being
damage.
subtle, trying to see what's going on over there, because you see Caber sort of react to something, and you think you're being subtle, but you look in the mirror and you're not sure, and then just out of, like, habit, you turn around, you just stare, just out of habit, because you're not sure, and then you realize what you've done, and one of the guys at the table nearby, who just got out from the booth, walks over to you, puts his hand on your shoulder. Do you want to join your friend and mate?
I turn to him and ask, you know, quite straightforward. So, am I actually being given a choice?
Not really.
I didn't think so. I get up with my drink and head on over.
At least he brought the drink. I mean, he's gonna go out happy.
Okay, so you sit down next to the elf because there's the only real space that's available both edges of the table. At which point you feel the metal object pressed into your abdomen Caber shifts slightly, and Pseudo, a slightly smaller metal object is pressed into your ribs.
Okay.
The guy's basically sitting with one arm under the table like this with some sort of heavy metal object pressed into Caber, and then like that with the other arm, tiny little one pressed into your ribs.
Okay.
Now, who would this person be, and who would this other person's territory be?
It's a decker that crossed us, and the other person's territory is the Yakuza.
No, the fucking yaks. You're not going to cause too much trouble, are you? We've kind of got an agreement going on over here.
Oh, we don't want to cause any more trouble. If anything's going to cause issues for you, we don't want to do it. That's why we decided to come and give you a heads up.
And where is B exactly? And who is this decker, and what's gone wrong, and why are you looking for him?
Well, it's at the laundromat run by the Yakuza. And I'll tell
You're
him
going to take on the
rough
fragging
location.
yak headquarters in the area.
Are you intentionally telling the wrong address right now? Because I'm not sure.
Yeah, out of
I'm
character.
asking
I'm
out
not
of
sure
character.
either.
Yes.
Okay.
You are
I don't want him saying, I don't want him coming back and saying that we're going to like the place, like out of character. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
I don't want anything getting back and then reinforcing. If anything does get back, I would want them to reinforce somewhere we're not fucking going.
That old orc lady was the head of the Yakuza all along.
Bitch.
All right.
You're
So,
freaking
yeah.
crazy. You got some balls on you. I'll give you that.
Let's just say we really want this decker.
What do you want it for?
He owes me a lot of new yen.
And why
It's
did the
time
yaks
to
on him?
collect. I have no idea, and quite frankly, I don't care.
Okay, roll deception. -2 but +2 for the... So yeah, you basically just roll straight up con.
I've pushed a message to both Blowback and Bug, just saying that I feel that the whole point of us coming here was to be straight up with these guys and let them know where shit was going to go down, so they understood that it was us doing it, and if they gave us their blessing, then all the better. So us suddenly telling them somewhere else, I'm not sure if
Can
this
I-
is going to end.
How many's a
well.
point of edge? No. You get 5 hits, he gets 4.
Can I judge intentions?
Sure. I resist with willpower plus charisma, I believe. Let me just do my resist. You, like, look at him while he's talking about this, and you can see that he's very hard to read. He's deliberately being a little bit withheld towards you, and you can get he's not hostile, but he's very much being... What's the word? It's not hostile, but... He's... Oh, god damn it, the English language is terrible. He is certainly wary of you. That's the one, wary. And you can't really get a more of a read than that. I mean, especially since you sort of just met him and he's being so wary in this place, and you're a little bit, you know, a little bit on edge. He's very hard to read.
Alright, okay.
So you no idea where the Yaks want him, but you're hunting him down, he owes you some money. And your friend here, you're the heavy muscle, and I assume that the guys outside are your extra muscle.
Pretty much.
I grin at that and take another sip of my drink. I just clearly find it funny.
Yeah,
Well-
I just want you to know, like, obviously I've read what Sudo's pushed to me, and I just want to say...
When you're
say to
collecting on
the-
our turf, so... There'll be a fee for that. How much does he owe you?
Was it like 2,000 new yen?
Okay, so you're collecting on our turf, and you want a measly 2,000 oyen off this guy, and you're willing to go up against the axe for 2,000 oyen.
It's not the money, it's the principle of the thing.
Well, you can go for your principal, but in that case, if you want to do your principal work on our territory, that's going to cost you 2,000 Noyan. If it's the principal thing that matters, then of course money's no problem.
How about I owe you a favor?
Great, so some random guy who just walked into a pub that I own, into my boy's territory, owes me a favor. This guy also going up against the Yaks and might cause problems for me, who probably is going to end up dead.
Hey, well, if I end up dead, you can take the money off my cold dead corpse.
Yes, and go up against the Yaks for that money that you never collected. That'll be absolutely grand.
Pug has just got this. Is Pug wearing his goggles at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Pug
Pug has
in
got
front of
his
his
on,
eyes
okay.
right now. It just sees this sort of like little arrow show up. It's like 2,000 and the yen symbol, and then it just starts ticking down and getting faster and faster as it's ticking down, rapidly approaching zero.
So, James, do you want to tell me what this is really about? Or is the 2,000 Noyan enough?
The 2,000 Noyan? Ah, man. The thing is, like, if I had 2,000 Noyan, I would send it over.
No, it's perfectly fine. When you collect the money, you owe us 2,000 Noyan, which better be paid promptly, or I'll come and find you.
Well, I mean, in your opinion, I'm going to be dead anyway, so it seems like a win-win to me.
Fair enough.
Right, I'm going to shake his hand.
Okay, he shakes your hand. He goes, and he holds it just a little bit long, a little bit tight, and he looks you dead in the eye and goes, "You will want to pay that back. You don't even want to get on my bad side." As you hesitate, he says, "Unless there's something else you can offer me."
I mean, I know I'm pretty, but I'm not into guys.
Oh
Okay.
no!
What was that about me
What do we
causing
even
trouble?
roll?
What was that about me causing the problems?
See, just
Gotta be
out of
deception.
character. See, just out of
Gotta be
character.
deception.
See, playing Caber
Oh, no.
is so much fun.
Okay, so... oh, you're a funny one, aren't you? Oh, he's a funny one. And then he just turns around and he decks you full in the face. You are surprised. You'll need to make a surprise test, which is reaction plus intuition, threshold 3.
Just can't keep quiet, man. That hard lip.
Everyone gets a message just rapidly pushed to the corner saying, "That wasn't me this time. For the record, I kept my mouth and my arrows, they were shut, they were off. I didn't have any part to do with that."
You can make a reaction plus intuition test to dodge, but you'll be at -3 because you're currently kind of trapped sitting down in a booth. Or you can just take it.
I forward a Chris Tucker gif of him just being like, "Knock the fuck out!" to everybody on our comm links over and over
Good
again, just
roll, Josh.
repeating.
There you go.
I'm going to use a point of edge.
He's edging, punching me in the face.
He's not got much else to do today. He hits you. Okay, so...
The problem with these bloody NPCs, they have nothing else to do except when we're around.
Well, you want to talk to a mob boss? Yeah, I mean, he's not doing anything else today. Okay, so you'll be 4 stun you need to resist.
Man, that guy hits like a ponce. That's like a little, just like.
What's the
Like,
what's
He's an elf. What do you expect?
Body plus
Yeah, he
armor.
can't throw real punches.
body plus armor?
Yeah.
Probably weighs half of your leg blowback.
I thought I was getting hit in the face.
Eating too many dandelions makes him weak. Some feeble.
Right, okay. Bah.
Okay, so you take 3 stun. What's your physical limit? No, what's your body?
My body is 2.
Okay, in which case you are knocked down out of the stall onto the ground. At which point, everyone laughs. Alright. Well, 2009 it is, and sure to keep that pretty little smile of yours in those legs. You better pay it back within the week.
I'm just going to crack a big smile and just say thanks.
Hey, pleasure
And
doing
get
business
up
with
and
you.
walk out.
He looks over at Pseudo, who, as Cable begins to walk out, is still sitting there. And he goes, "Is he a friend of yours?"
I want to say he isn't. And if he is, he's probably not going to be for very much longer.
Hey, that is unfortunate. What do you do for him?
Monkey work, mostly.
Ah, well, since you do the monkey work, can you tell me what's actually going on here?
He's the one that does the talking.
I know, that's why I'm asking you. You've been awfully silent.
I've been enjoying my beer, mate.
It's an awfully nice beer.
Stout.
Do you want another one?
At this point, they're all getting pings on their comlinks, just saying, whatever happens next, it's because he walked away. And sort of just kind of eases back. It's kind of like got this look of resignation. He's like, yeah, actually, make it a whiskey.
Hey, Frank. Bring us a double of bells. So,
That look on Steege's face then.
why do you want this dwarf then? What's it personal about?
Am I getting, like... Do I know what's going on here?
You can get
Yeah.
audio from him if you want, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Right.
Pseudo's pushing all of this to your comlinks. And a few choice other
Can I-
things along the way.
Can I just ping Pseudo and say, fuck my wife?
Okay. He told me that he fucked his wife. That's
And you believe
not
him?
a lie. I've never met his wife. I don't believe most of the things he says, but that's what he told me.
Make a con check and you can have +1 because Caber's helping you. It would be like a -1 because the guy's wary of you, but it's basically +2, so +1.
I'm flat out telling the truth.
Yeah, but you also know the truth, so you know you're lying.
Okay. Fair enough. Con. Sorry, what was it? What was the modifier?
Con +1.
Con plus 1.
So charisma plus con +1.
Okay. I'm gonna use a point of edge and re-roll those.
Sure. So we roll 4, add to the 1. You 3 hits. Hey, well, fair enough. If that's what it is. I'm still not sure I fully believe you guys, but if you're gonna pay me the 2,000 then fine. Just don't mess it up with the yaks, or, you know, not only them will be after you.
I nod my head and
And especially,
Yeah,
don't tell
thankful.
the yaks we were here. Otherwise, your kneecaps will be ones as well.
my lips are sealed. And at that,
Goes with
I
the
take
kneecaps.
I take the whiskey. I assume that's been brought over.
Yeah, if whiskey gets brought over.
Drinks it, and I turn to leave. I get up and turn to go.
That wife of his
I'm
better
not
be damn
stopped.
pretty. And if you've
I
got more
shrug.
brain cells than him, you'd be careful not to toy with the axe that much, especially if you're going into the laundry.
I nodded that advice and continued to leave.
Okay. You leave.
Okay.
Can we get a contact for that guy? Pseudo?
Did you ask him? Pseudo's flat out trying to leave at this point.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
not gonna
Like,
turn
I thought you
around.
were out.
As,
Sorry.
okay, but as you leave, you would have got a AR ping with a comm number
Alright, okay.
as you exit the door.
'Cause I am not staying there any longer than I need to.
I
Oh,
see
my
Caber
lord.
come out, and I see his face, and I go, Jesus, the state of you every time we go anywhere has passed you up, man.
Gonna give the elf a nice slap across the back of his head as he comes out the door.
Thought you were too pretty to hit. Jesus.
Hey, you guys wanted me to go talk to some fucking Irish mob bosses. Jeez, it's always a bad idea.
You're the one that said you didn't want to fuck him gay style, man.
Well, it didn't.
It was
As I
all
walk
going
out of
well
the
until
door,
that moment.
I drop Caber's firewall to 1 on his comlink and sign him up to all sorts of really filthy gay porn. All sorts.
Okay. Troll
I'm
and troll
plumbing
action.
the depths of the resonance and the matrix right now. to
Furry
find
on
this
troll
stuff.
action. All of that.
Yeah,
That's
you
what
would have
that
the
guy
size
just said. He was
discrepancy,
plumbing his
like
depths.
troll on halfling.
Yeah. Okay. KB, you can really enjoy that. For the moment, your file's at 1. Some of it is getting through.
Nice.
Enjoy.
It's fine. Thanks.
Right
I'm
now,
just
you're
going
having
to,
a little bit of problem seeing. You will be
I'll
at
just
minus...
I'll just stand outside the pub. It's fine.
Okay, you'll be at -2 to all
Thanks.
tests until that file goes up again, or the spammer baits.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna get back in the
All the
van.
Stygia baits.
Alright, let's get in the van, guys.
Oh, good God.
Okay, you get in the van.
So once we're inside the van, I ask everybody, so how upset do you think he's going to be when he finds out we aren't hitting the laundry and we're hitting somewhere else? Like, you guys think that was a good idea?
No.
He's going to know
I
we
don't.
lied.
I think it's flat out stupid idea. But if they come looking for me, officially, I will tell them where they can find you and your kneecaps.
You're getting sold out, man.
It's alright, man. We can ping him and just say we got news that he'd been moved. Like, it's not a big deal. I was wanting to kind of judge exactly what he was thinking and to see if he was going to inform the Yaks or not.
Pseudo,
Alright.
as you exited, you'd have also got a com code as well.
Okay. Have you got any information, like I could record this, what I
You can
put
record
around?
it as Irish mob ? You just have a com code.
Okay.
Alright, well, do we want to head to the complex then? Is that what we want to do now? I can drive us wherever we need to go.
Is the com code? Like, I'll be able to, in AR, see the icon for the com link that came from. Is that right?
Yeah, you'd be able to see what pushed it to you, and it was a device by one of the guys who got up from the table to sit at the tables nearby. Right. One of the bodyguards or whatever they are. Yeah, it was from one of those guys that pushed the com code to you.
Okay. Do I see the icon for a com link on the guy that was talking?
No, you wouldn't.
Okay. All right. Can I the guy at the bar who sent the com code, is the code for that com that he's got?
No, it is not.
Okay. What sin is the guy at the bar's com link broadcasting?
Oh, right. Let me bring up my random name generator. We're going to start asking about all the NPCs today.
Well, if I'm getting you're sending a technomancer a random com code, that's like a tray
True.
of breadcrumbs to Hansel and Gretel. Come on.
I don't have traditional Irish names available here, so I'm just going to try and make them
I'll
Irish.
put it in brackets, traditional Irish name.
Irish bloke.
His name is Jake O'Malley on the sin.
Okay.
Shouldn't he be working out at O'Malley's bar then?
I don't.
Maybe he owns them both.
Well,
They are
we've
all
got
affiliated.
permission. So now what?
Let's
we
go to
need-
the complex.
Does
I
anyone
mean,
need to, heal any stun damage? Y'all want to pick up any more gear? Are we good to go?
I got punched in the face.
Before we
Are you saying you
Good.
want me to touch you with this med kit? Is
If
that
you
what you're
don't
asking
mind,
for?
go back. That would be lovely.
Alright,
Careful. He's delicate. Don't touch too hard.
I'm gonna put us on the grid guide then. It's gonna autopilot us over to the apartment complex, and
Okay,
I'm gonna
so you-
roll.
You
as we're
designate the
moving,
apartment complex, and the grid guide takes over and starts shuttling you off.
as we're moving, I asked the group, how are we doing this? Before we show
You're
up
very,
there,
very healed.
how are we doing this?
Thanks,
Are we
man.
going in guns blazing? Are we trying to sneak our way around it? I don't think we can talk our way around it. That's out of the question. But what are we doing here?
I say Pug gets that big fucking gun off of that wall and blows a hole straight to our mark. That's what I say.
You want me to
Feeling
shoot up a
kinda desperate
building?
and trapped right now. We're in between the Vori and the Irish and the Yakuza. Somebody's got to go. We got to vote somebody off the island. So,
I vote the
I
Yaks,
vote
man.
Caber.
Wait, what? Hold
what
on a
about-
second, Pug. I'm giving you the opportunity here to blow up a fucking building. All right,
What
man?
about collateral? Is
The
it an
day you're the
apartment
boss
complex?
of me is
Do we know
not
that
the
it's
day I
full
want to be
of
alive.
yaks?
I
Seriously.
could care less.
Do we know if it's full of yaks? Because if it's just full of
So, Pseudo, you've
Kids.
got your information back so far. You got 3 hits. It's an apartment complex. It's generally sort of a few rooms available. In fact, there's rooms currently available for let on the 2nd, 4th, and 5th floors. It tends to be fairly low rent housing, not crazy low, but we're talking low lifestyle in terms of Shadowrun lifestyle tiers. Beyond that, you haven't got much more information. You can roll again, take 1 dice off if you would like.
Sure.
I believe also it is now time for you to resist 3 stun damage from your sleepiness.
me.
Yes. With body plus willpower.
I'm going to send a ping over to Mr. O'Malley and just let him know that we. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to say to the guys. Do you think I should let him know that we're going to this apartment complex, just in case any shit goes down?
yeah, but you should definitely use that excuse. Like we found out he was moved.
Yeah. So I'm going to send a ping over to Mr. O'Malley and just say that we just heard that our target's been moved. He's at the apartment complex. I'll tell him exactly where it is.
Okay.
You might want to ask him if he has anyone inside that we should avoid.
That's a good shout. Yep. I'll add that to the end.
Another 3
Successes. Okay. I'll give you that information about now. Kaber, you get a ping back pretty quickly, which is a full audio, no video with this one. And it's, hey, well, thanks for letting us know. It's very good to have this up-to-date information from you. Now, is there anything else you want to tell me that's been updated or moved or changed?
Nothing that I know of. Send that back to him.
Okay.
I'll keep you updated though.
He sends you a ping back and says, why did the Axe want this dwarf?
Do I know why the Yaks want this dwarf?
Do you?
I don't feel like I do.
I feel like
Go
you
with
don't
that.
know many things.
I know.
Tell you what, if you deliver me the dwarf alive, I'll make it 1,000. And be subtle about it. I don't want the Axe coming chasing you over to my pub.
I mean, we could just rip his arm off and then take him
Yeah,
over
man,
there.
like-
I
That's
pretty good to
literally
me.
push that same message to everyone that
Yeah.
alive does not mean with eyes and arm.
Yeah, like I'm totally fine with this.
Sorry, embedded cyber deck rather.
Yep. I'm going to send him a ping back saying, like, no, I'm not going to send that. Yeah, like no problem. We'll try and bring him back for you, and leave no Yaks alive, loud and clear.
Okay.
Man,
Given the type of because I'm not that aware of the sort of procedures with this sort of thing. Given the type of area this is, would Pseudo be able to have assessed how quickly an apartment viewing could be arranged?
Probably like next day, unless you were like gave some sort of really like good incentive for someone to come out at what will probably be like 4 p.m. So you take any stun damage, by the way, when you were to resist that?
I was waiting for you to ask, how do you resist regular stun damage? Is body and
Oh, sorry, it's fatigue damage, so it'll be body plus willpower, because this is, again, from your tiredness.
Okay.
Effectively, every 3 hours, it increases by 1 stun, so we're now on 3.
Okay.
I just want to say to the guys that if we are sending this dwarf back to the Irish, we want to
One
make
more
sure that
stun.
he's got no tongue and no hands.
Yeah, I think
And
the Irish are
nothing-
kind of suspicious about us right now.
I don't want to get him back to the Irish that we're doing a job for the Russians.
Yeah, I think what O'Malley really wants is to know
I
who we're
speak
working
aloud
for.
at this
It seems
point.
like he's picking.
You do realize we're talking about a dwarf Decker. You could rip his entire face and jaw off, and he could still tell you everything just by getting a plug in the back of his head.
So Blowback, when you said to Grid Guide, you said go to the savant block, right?
Uh-huh.
So at this point, your van pulls up directly in front of the entrance to the apartment block. And there's a ding! You have reached your destination. Please disembark from the vehicle. And at this point, you notice out the window 2 Japanese-looking men with suits. Suddenly a bit like, what?
Good timing.
2 successes. Hey, shut up. And they start walking towards the van.